Greetings and welcome to the 13th episode of Retro Rant. And for this lucky one, we have a text adventure, The Curse of Rabenstein by Stefan Vogt, released in 2020 by Puddlesoft. This is a game released for a multitude of retro systems such as Amiga, Atari ST, C64, Amstrad CPC, ZX Spectrum, and MS-DOS. Now, I have to admit I am not a great fan of text adventure games, since they tend to be very cruel on the player, and I really don't like being faced with walls of text in video games when I could have instead enjoyed some great literature. But I liked the art style of the screenshots, as well as the horror setting, so I thought I would give this a go. The control system is typical of text adventures. You type what you want the hero to do, for example, look Apple, watch Retro Rant video, press like, subscribe button, and so on. A lot of abbreviations are included in this game, which is very handy indeed, even though I would have liked a shortcut for retyping the last command. The parser is simple, but not very sophisticated. For example, when you use something, you don't need to write on what you're going to use it. I found myself using an object on something and solving a puzzle, but I have typed that I want to use it on something else. This doesn't make for very satisfying puzzle solving. A major issue I had was in the church, no spoilers, where while I had no problem figuring out what I had to do, I just couldn't do it. I tried every imaginable command for about an hour, and finally I solved the puzzle by typing something different and random altogether. The graphics of the game are quite good. They look like they have been drawn on an Amstrad CPC because the palette is very nice and colorful. I actually finished the game on the Amiga, and I would have liked for it to have a better resolution or more colors. For this video, I used the browser-based version of the game, which also has the same graphics. So I think the game would look at its absolutely best on an Amstrad CPC or a Commodore 64. Unfortunately, there is no sound here, which is a great pity. This game relies heavily on atmosphere and a sense of impending danger, and it would have benefited much from some appropriate audio. The storyline is minimal and very linear, but it is very nice and enjoyable. I thought the descriptions were brilliant for this sort of game. Artistic but never verbose, functional but retaining a literary flair. Mr. Stefan Vogt has done an excellent job here. It is a pity that there is not much interaction with the environment, so as to enjoy more of this writing. The characters of this story unfold very nicely, but unfortunately the game is very short, so you end up finishing it before you have the chance to know the backstory of the dramatis personae. There is nothing stunningly original here, and that's for the best, since the game actually managed to have me hooked for the few hours it took me to complete it. You always have a sense of direction and purpose, and you feel motivated to see what happens next. It is also great that you cannot die or meet dead ends in this game, as is the case with a lot of text adventures. The puzzles are definitely on the easy side, and apart from the church part, you will have no trouble figuring them out. So, would I recommend The Curse of Rabenstein? Yes, it is short and sweet, it has beautiful 8-bit graphics, it has good writing without being overly tiresome. It is also free to download with the option to donate some money if you feel like it. Even if you're not a fan of text adventures, I think that you're going to have some very enjoyable hours with this one. As for me, I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for Mr. Vogt's subsequent releases. So that's it for now, and I'll see you next time!